It didn't happen with an explosion. No alarms, no warnings. The world didn't end loudly. It simply exhaled. One moment, everything was still moving. Screens glowing, signals traveling, people believing there was more time. And then there was silence. Not the kind that crashes into you, the kind that settles. The kind that makes you realize how much noise you were using to avoid listening. Connections faded one by one. Messages left mid-sentence. Voices that were supposed to arrive someday never did. What remained wasn't chaos. It was absence. And in that absence, grief didn't scream. It waited. Because grief isn't always about loss. Sometimes it's about delay, about words sent too late, about love that traveled farther than time allowed. But some signals don't disappear. They drift. They wait for the right moment, the right receiver. And when they finally arrive, they don't change the past. They change what comes next. Some messages arrive late, but right on time. Every phone on Earth stopped working. At the exact same moment, beat. No messages, no calls, no last words. When the world disconnected, most people panicked. Eli didn't. Silence had already found him long before the signals disappeared. Before the screens went dark, before the last voice cut mid-breath. He had learned its weight, how it presses gently at first, then stays. While others searched for bars, for answers, for someone to blame, Eli sat still. Not because he was strong, but because he was familiar with absence. He knew what it meant to wait for a message that might never arrive, to leave a device charged just in case, to listen for a sound that no longer remembered his name. The world called it disconnection. Eli called it recognition, because some people don't fear silence. They were shaped by it. And when everything finally went quiet, Eli didn't feel alone. He felt understood. Her name was Mara. She laughed too loudly. She sent voice notes instead of texts. And she believed every moment deserved to be saved. She died 3 years ago. Suddenly, no long goodbyes. No final understanding. Just a moment that existed and then didn't. Like most people, Eli assumed their last conversation was final. Not because it felt complete, but because there was nothing left to respond to. The message sat there afterward, unchanged. Time-stamped, ordinary, cruel in its normality. He replayed it sometimes. Not the words, the space between them. The pause where he could have said more. The sentence he almost sent. The silence he chose, thinking there would be another chance. There usually is, until there isn't. Grief didn't arrive all at once. It came in fragments, in habits that no longer made sense, in the instinct to reach for a device that could no longer reach back. For a long time, Eli told himself it was over, that whatever needed to be said had missed its window. He didn't know then that some conversations don't end when one voice goes quiet. They just wait.
If today is hard, stay. If you're lonely, to reach out. And if you're still carrying me with you, please, don't let that stop you from living. I loved you. I still do.
Without phones, the world slowed down. People started looking up again, talking, listening, remembering how to wait. The message didn't bring her back. It didn't fix the world. But it arrived when it was needed most. Some messages aren't meant to save the past. They're meant to unlock the future. Technology failed, but connection didn't. Some messages arrive late, but right on time. If this story meant something to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe, because every week, we share stories that remind you who you're becoming. And if you know someone who needs this message, send it to them.